This is a meal program that tons of people love, and I'll tell you why. If you are considering ordering Sakara Life, or you've heard about it and want to know more, make sure you watch this video. So what is Sakara Life? It is a plant-based organic meal service that is brought to you by the two founders of Sakara Life. And how is it different? Well, the first thing you'll hear about is the price. The price is definitely more than the traditional meal program, but also the ingredients are much more high quality. To break down the price, this week I did 5 days of breakfast and lunch, so 2 meals per day, which was $287. So breaking that out, it's about $28 per meal after taxes and shipping, so it is a lot of money. But I do think that it's kind of a you get what you pay for, but this is not the meal program for all people, and I'll tell you why. When you place your Sakara Life order, you are able to see the menu for the week ahead, but there are no substitutions available. So if you have a nut allergy or any food allergies or food sensitivities, I would say this may not be the program for you. I don't, but even then, I find that there are meals that I've had in the past that I wish I could substitute out, but there are no substitutions as of yet, so that is something to be mindful of. There are nuts in almost all of the meals, so if you have a nut allergy, I would definitely say this is not for you. This is a meal program that tons of people love, and I'll tell you why. So let's get into how the Sakara Life program arrives. It's shipped in a box that has ice in it, and everything is individually packaged. Also included in the box is a probiotic and a detox tea that you use while you're on the program. So with a 5-day meal program, what they do is they actually split it up to 2 shipments. So I will receive my second shipment today on Wednesday for the rest of the week. So I do appreciate that they make sure the ingredients are as fresh as possible and not sitting and wilting in my fridge, but I'm sure that adds to the cost on the back end as well as all of the other things. Regarding the price, I have watched reviews from 1 or 2 years ago, and the price seems to be pretty consistent. But when you go to the grocery store, prices definitely have skyrocketed, and you know that the cost of making a plant-based organic meal can be very expensive. With that being said, if you are interested in Sakara Life and wondering if you like the ingredients or the food, I have the Sakara Life cookbook, and I love the recipes. Some of them you will find in the meal program as well, so you can make them right at home. What I've done this week is I made the banana bread from the Sakara Life cookbook, so if I was hungry in between meals and wanted to stay on the program, I could do so. But what you will find is if you were to go cook and make all of these meals with all of these ingredients, it is very expensive. So that leads me to the convenience of Sakara Life. I have done Sakara Life in the past. Sometimes I just want to kind of get back into a good plant-based eating routine. Before my wedding, I also did it. But this time we are traveling and closing up our house in Florida. So I'm trying to limit all of the food that I buy from the market this week. So that being said, I still want to eat healthy and I still want to eat plant-based. So for me, the cost of Sakara Life for this week makes sense, and I'm not wasting as much food. So that is a time that I find the meal program to be convenient and worth the cost. Now let's get into what I've eaten so far. Sunday, my package was delivered and I put everything right in the fridge. So Monday morning, I started fresh and I started with the detox tea. I absolutely love the detox tea. It is something that I order even when I'm not on the Sakara program. I just go on the website and order the detox tea. I think it tastes great, and I find it a great way to start my morning. Sometimes I have my espresso first if I just can't wait for coffee, but ideally I would have that first before my coffee. So I started my morning with the detox tea and then onto the cacao chip and almond waffles. Now in the photo, it showed some fresh fruit on the side of the waffles, and I wish that they included it with the waffles. It needed a little something extra. Raspberries would have been perfect. And that kind of brings me into my first issue with Sakara. I think fresh fruit that travels well is hard. So in the second meal, you'll see they included like mini plums, or sometimes they'll include like a little clementine. I wish they included more fresh berries, but I think they just don't travel well, and I think they are more perishable. For this breakfast in particular, I would have loved the fresh raspberries to have been included. Otherwise, the waffles were delicious and they kept me full until mid-morning, and this is when I supplemented with the banana bread from the Sakara Life cookbook. Next, for lunch, I had the butterfly bowl, which was blue pea flour rice, dried currants, candied pecans, and a yuzu dressing. Both of those meals contain nuts, which is fine for me, but again, this is not the meal program for you if you have any sort of nut allergy. The salad was beautiful, absolutely delicious, and what I like about Sakara is it is not the type of salad I would make at home. I would not make something this elevated or use these ingredients, so a lot of times it helps me expand kind of my palate and helps me think beyond the typical salad that I make. So this was a delicious salad that kept me full until dinner. Tuesday morning I woke up, I had my detox tea again, and then I had my Yoga Bunny breakfast, and this was a carrot raisin walnut muffin served with carrot coconut butter. Now, I warmed it up, which always helps, and the carrot coconut butter did not spread quite like in the photo, so instead I just put it on top, and it showed some kumquats in the photo on the menu. Instead it came with the 2 baby plums. I did not eat them, it's not my favorite fruit, but otherwise that kept me pretty full. Mid-morning, I ended up having a berry and vegan protein shake. For lunch, I had the Mediterranean chopped salad that had a pomegranate molasses dressing. Now, the dressing texture was kind of funny. I don't know if it was just the one I got or if maybe once you shake it up, it's better. So I ended up just kind of dolloping it on top of the salad, and I squeezed some fresh lemon juice on top. But there were so many greens in the salad. Once I took it out of the plastic and put it in another bowl, it was so large and it kept me full all the way till dinner. In regards to the plastic, if you're not recycling it properly, this is a lot of plastic, but again, it is very convenient because everything is individually packaged and separated, even the salad toppings and the salad dressings and condiments, so it is a lot of plastic. I encourage you to recycle it, but otherwise, it's very convenient, but it could be considered wasteful. That brings me to today, Wednesday. So far I've had my probiotic and my detox, and then for breakfast I had my Desert Sunrise Parfait. It had pomegranate, chia seeds, sesame seeds, gluten-free oats, hazelnuts, and a cashew cream. This was something that transports really well, is easy to take on the go. If that's why you're using this program for convenience, this is such a grab-and-go meal, and it was delicious. I supplemented mid-morning with a banana bread, and then I had my lunch. This was one of my favorite meals of the week. Smoky and sweet seasonal bowl. Wild rice blend with white beans, walnuts, and dried cranberries, and it had some sweet potatoes on top too. This was absolutely delicious. Again, something that I wouldn't have made or even thought to make at home. There was a puree on the bottom of the bowl that was outstanding, and this salad I ate every last bite.